Okay, we're going to have an interview with Gus. So he's here. We're going to have a seat. I'm just going to ask you questions about your journey, how you got into Shmups. Yeah. So here you have it. Gus is here at the show, and I'd like to introduce Gus, famous for clearing Futari Ultra 1.5 counterstop, one of the few Western players to do so, and also one of the 2 people in the world that has cleared Futari Ultra 1.01.
Yeah, I played Futari Ultra a lot. It's my favorite game.
So Gus, I have one question for you. Well, I'll probably have other questions, but how did you get into Shmups? Like, what game got you in, or maybe you can provide a little history about that, and then we're going to ask you how you eventually came to find Futari Ultra.
I started out playing Dodonpachi on main. That's a great game, playing for survival. I'm not big on that chain and stuff, but I like the survival.
Dodonpachi. Now, how did you find out about Dodonpachi? Did you watch a video, or were you just playing different ROMs in main?
Yeah, just playing different ROMs in main.
Did you play other Shmups before, or when Shmups was your genre, like where you're like, oh, I like Shmups now? Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, Dodonpachi was that moment. Before that, you know, I kind of dabbled in some other games. I think like Gradius stuff, you know, just kind of casually. Dodonpachi, that's kind of where I dropped playing all other genres.
Cool. So now you play Dodonpachi. When did it came when you were, I'm going to play, did you go to Futari Ultra right after that? Or let's go ahead and trace your journey about that when you finally got to Futari Ultra. You played Dodonpachi then?
Yeah, I played Dodonpachi. And I played some Dodonpachi because I wanted to get that 1 credit clear, and Dodonpachi seemed an easier game, at least for like a 1-all. And then I got an Xbox 360, got some Death Smiles, so that was available localized at the time. Then I got some Futari, and kind of worked my way up there to Ultra mode.
Yeah, I saw you guys did some. Yeah, Soft Drink, if you want to get on asking some questions, we're just doing a short interview of Gus for the chat. So you were playing Futari. You did a lot of good. You did like a billion, one of the top scores of Futari Black Label Original and Original modes. Yeah.
No, I was never all that great at Original mode. I kind of wish that I had played it more since. Yeah, I'm watching that stream of the Ruru. That dude's a beast. I mean, that's a great game. I kind of wish I had played Original instead of Ultra. But I started out with 1.5 Original, just clearing it. And then like I did that 1.5. I believe moved on to Black Label Maniac, and then Black Label God mode was what got me into scoring with that flashing 30,000 and those big bullet cancels. Yeah, and then I kind of moved on to Ultra after that.
So God mode was kind of. Hey chat, can you guys hear us? Go ahead and press a 1 if you can hear the vocals and whatnot. So God mode was kind of like a stepping stone, yeah. Like you got into it and you could feel it.
Yeah, at the time, like I didn't view it as much of a stepping stone. I was actually pretty serious about it. Like I got like 5 billion in back when the second place score in on that Shmups form was only like 3 billion. But I saw this other guy playing Ultra mode. He was called World Drill Tour. He had like a 2 billion back when like no one else was playing it, and I kind of wanted to try my hand at it.
So you kind of saw these like really good players that kind of stood apart from the rest of the pack, and you're like, oh, this is kind of interesting. Like maybe.
Yeah, you know, back when I started playing Ultra, like, I mean, it was very underplayed. No one really knew what it was like except for like a handful of people who played, and they were pretty quiet, like that World Drill Tour guy I mentioned. Like I tried messaging him for some tips or stuff, but he didn't even respond to me. And he just plain left the form after he submitted his last score, basically.
So now you're filing on Futari Ultra. Was there a marked difference between playing like God mode and then when you move on to Ultra?
Yeah, there's a huge difference. It was kind of discouraging at first. I have to like memorize everything completely again. It's very different routes from God mode, really. Totally different game.
So you might have been thinking like, hey, God mode is like a black label version of Ultra mode, but that wasn't the case?
Yeah, that wasn't the case at all. You know, it's basically just start from scratch, really. I mean, like you think that you could like build your way up to Ultra, but that's not how it works. The best way to get good at Ultra is just play Ultra.
So you're playing Ultra. Did you have good results right away, or did you find parts where you're like, like I can't get to this? Like, what were some of the walls in Ultra?
Yeah. Well, a big wall was that Larsa fight definitely. For a long time, that felt like something I could just never do. And also stage 1, obviously. Stage 2 with the icicles. That's also pretty annoying. And you also got stage 3. That's got some annoying parts in it. But stage 4, that's not that bad with the hives. And with stage 5, at least in 1.5, it's just kind of memorizing when to do lantern cancels. But it's a totally different story in 1.01. In the 1.01 stage 5, like I spent months just coming up with my own route for that.
Wow, what prompted that, like creating your own route? Was it you weren't able to see footage or whatnot, or some things like, oh, I could do this better?
Well, yeah, I saw like there were survival replays available, but I wanted to do a scoring run. And I saw a lot of scoring potential that these guys weren't taking advantage of. That's kind of what I wanted to do, you know, kind of like see how much you could push stage 5 for score. And when you're playing it for score, it's a pretty brutal stage, really. Like, I'm not consistent at it at all. I've thrown out tons of runs at it. And, like, the funny thing is, it's not even worth that much. But like, I mean, it's weird. It's just such a great stage. Especially when like you do it in a good run of it. I mean, I just can't help but try to go all out playing it for score.
So let's go ahead and turn. You counter stop 1.5, and that's I think when SCG Weekly met you, like shortly after the counter stop run. What made you push further?
Well, I saw Chubo streaming it. He was this Japanese player who liked to stream Ultra a lot on back when a lot of Japanese players were first starting out streaming stuff. He was one of the first super players that I saw ever stream anything. So he really made quite an impression on me, showing all these 1.5 Ultra routes that were just like insane. I mean, they went way beyond the counter stop. These were like routes to get like 5 billion when you only need like 4 billion counter stops. So I mean, like even back then, like I knew that a counter stop didn't really it wasn't really all that good, since there was way more scoring potential beyond that. So yeah, that's kind of what pushed me to keep playing. And I actually like talked to Chubo a lot back in the day. Like he showed me his routes, but on the condition that I kept them secret, and I did keep them secret for like 3 years actually. It's really like only like a week ago that I finally uploaded them for people to see on my YouTube channel.
Wow, that's great. Do you still talk to Chubo now and then?
No, he actually I tried making him public like a year ago when I tried showing him to this other Japanese player, but like Chubo, like he heard about that and like he just totally freaked out actually. And yeah, that kind of that made me kind of get cold feet on the whole thing and delete the videos. So yeah, but right now he's actually pretty much completely distanced himself from the Shmups community. Like now he's only playing fighters, and he doesn't even call himself Chubo anymore. Now he calls himself Arl. Yeah.
Which game is he playing? I'm sorry.
He's playing Guilty Gear Zerd.
Guilty Gear Zerd.
Yeah.
How's he doing in Guilty Gear?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not really interested in fighters at all. That's kind of sad, actually. They just like totally quit Shmups.
What's his handle now?
Arl.
Arl?
Yeah.
So, you do Futari 1.5. When did you start getting interested in 1.01 after you moved on from 1.5?
Well, like I moved on from 1.5 in about like March of 2014. Like that was when I got my run where I did the full stage 2 boss milk, which is just insane to do. Like I'd spent like 2 weeks just like trying to get out of stage 2, and like I did it one time and I was just like, no, I don't want to play this anymore. And after that, I kind of like took a long break from the genre, and I came back like in late 2015 to try to play some 1.01. Since I thought that might be a good alternative, since there was no stage 2 boss milk, but I still got a good opportunity to show off a lot of these scoring tricks.
So was the impetus of like there was a counter stop on 1.5, was like 1.01 like kind of like you could still challenge yourself without having to have that score?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, And also I heard about Cave coming out on Steam back then. I'm still kind of hopeful they're going to release Futari on Steam without a counter stop. For now, I think 1.01 is a pretty good mode to play to kind of get that ultra experience without the counter stop. I mean, it's not really a perfect game, really. It's got some issues. Like I said, I think that stage 5 should be worth a lot more relative to how hard it is to do properly. But it's still a good game, I think. I really enjoy it.
So, I guess we've covered that. What advice do you have for the shmup community? Like, it's great to have you here, and we wanted to like kind of get your input of what's your advice or things that you'd like to say to the community.
Yeah, I really love the genre, And I just like more people to, focus on playing them, not get distracted too much by other genres. But hey, if that's what you like, then go for it, it's all about just having fun, enjoying yourself. You shouldn't have to like feel bad just because like you don't have records or stuff. That's really be my advice. Don't worry so much about like getting records. Just focus on having fun and enjoying yourself, and yeah, that's it.
Cool. Any last words? Any shout outs or something that you like to do?
Yeah, I'm digging this here Garega stream of Radical. I mean, before I just kind of assumed that he was a druggie playing MMOs, but when I met him, he's actually a pretty cool guy.
Awesome, thanks. So would that be maybe you would get a PS4 and maybe try your hand at the Garega port, and maybe we'll see some GUS Garega runs?
Nah, I don't really see a point in getting a console just for a game that I can play on MAME.
How about some MAME Garega runs? Can we see Gus playing a little Garega?
Yeah, well, I'll play it here on the PCB, but like as far as like going home and taking it seriously, yeah, I don't see it happening.
Well, that's good. One can get their hope. Maybe that might change a PS4 for Gus. And would you, if maybe in the future if PS4 gets cheaper, you might get the port and play it?
Yeah, maybe.
You got it. From here, from SCG Weekly and Gus, maybe Gus might be switching to Garega. All right, well, that's the end of the interview. Glad you guys could tune in. We're just going to get back to the Garega streams, and let's have some fun. Thanks a lot, Gus.
Yeah, thanks for interviewing me.